Okay, so theoretically I should be streaming right now. Let's go ahead and see if that is the case. Alright, somewhere here I have my streaming. Somewhere. I have too many windows open. Yeah, there? No. Here? No. Getting there. Something like this. Alright. Where is my stream? Ah! Let's check my channel. Maybe my channel knows if I'm streaming. Oh, goodness gracious. Well, once we get this all figured out, then I know what I can do. I have more than one technology at my disposal. Who knew? Alright. I am speaking into a void at this present moment. I do not think there's anyone here. I have no way of knowing because I forgot my own stream link. But I'm getting there. Slowly but surely. I just had it. Let's see here. That was a very vague thing for me to Google. Let's try that. I guess I'm supposed to go to my YouTube Live dashboard. I'm good at this. It has been many years since I have streamed. Camera can't be accessed because it's being used. Yes, that's good. That's good news. That potentially means that I am, in fact, streaming. Oh, golly. I am streaming, but it says Spider-Man Poodle Skirt for Dapper Day, which is definitely not what I am doing right now. And someone is watching me. But that's super exciting. Oh, gosh. It's super exciting. Hello. Okay, so I have the live chat up now, finally, after I figured out how to tech. And I'm going to, real quick here, edit this because, again, I'm not doing that. Okay, now we're on a roll, fam. We're doing something, and it might be a quiz. I'm going to link everyone so that everyone can let me know if they can hear me, etc. And yeah, should be good. Should be good. All right. See ya. Bye, have a good run. And yeah. Alright, let's see here. Share. And link. I promise it will not be... Thank you, Ruth! I'm so glad you can hear me. I promise it will not be like this every time. Just for now, until I figure out what I'm doing with my life. I am going to keep the chat up for now. I'm going to drop the link in a few places and then we'll get started. I'm so sorry it was late. Yeah, I just re-downloaded OBS for the first time in like 3 years or something. At least, so I was a little lost but now I'm found. Now I'm just singing Amazing Grace. It's going well. I think I just posted it on this, but I have so many windows open. Who knows? Alright. And I am recording this, so the good news about that is that if anyone misses any of it, or, you know, etc., they can just come in and play whenever they want. Yeah. So it should be good. Let's see here. I'm going to give everyone a little bit of time to trickle in. I'm going to... Did I post on here? Perfect, I posted on there. I'll reply to that. I want to post on there. And then I've got it. I can internet, and you can too. Yep. It's happening. So yeah, OBS is pretty simple, but it took me a few minutes to figure out how to run it. I'm gonna check the chat in a second after I finish spreading my garbage link everywhere. Can't wait. This is gonna be great. I hope you guys enjoy it. We'll probably maybe like 3 to 5 minutes before we start so that people can get the link and trickle in. And Teddy is upset because Lucy's gone for a run. Teddy, my darling, she'll be back. He's just standing by the door. Pathetic. Oh, that was super sketchy. I just posted the link on Twitter and nothing else, so it just looks like a spam bot got a hold of my account. Okay. And that's that. So I'm going to minimize everything else. Oh, I've been specifically asked to ping a couple people, so I'm going to do that very quick. And yeah, great. There we go. Okay. I see one person hanging out in... Oh, a couple people hanging out in the chat. Hey, guys. I'm just rearranging my windows so I can see what the heck I'm doing. Heck. There we go. That should do it. So, we'll give people another 3 minutes or so to trickle in, and then we will start the quiz. Thank you for waving at the screen. I wave back. Oh wait, I am waving back, and you can see me. Wow, the wonders of technology, eh? Alright. Now, yes, we'll give people a little bit of time to get in, get comfortable. Second breakfast was cancelled, so I have decided that I am wearing my second breakfast attire for something. That would be this quiz. Yay, and my nice glasses without a reflective glare are broken, so I will probably take them off for the quiz and just squint a little bit. It'll be great. Yay! Welcome, everyone. So Tolkien is near and dear to my heart. Most of these questions I came up with and answered myself and then just did a background check on them to make sure that they were correct. That being said, a few little things. I didn't put any apostrophes or accent aigu or anything on any of the names. Please don't come at me. I don't even think you will. I'm pretty sure everyone who's watching is a friend of mine, but don't come at me for not hyphenating the names. I was in a bit of a tizzy. So yeah, no, it doesn't matter. I see you saying you'll suck at the quiz. Doesn't matter. We're all just here to have fun. I'm playing around with the idea of maybe putting together a Google Hangout for players, as long as it doesn't get too huge. But for now, we've got the live stream chat, which is something that's nice anyway. Yeah, I didn't put hyphens in. I didn't put anything in. I'm pretty sure I spelled everything right, knock on wood, but I definitely did not put accents or hyphens or anything. So I'm just killing a little bit more time to let a few more people trickle in, because I know I was a bit late with everything. I'm sporting this beautiful bird mug that definitely is just about birds. Lots of them. One is even great. We get great tits and blue tits in our garden. So, yes. I couldn't be more Hobbit right now if I tried. I'm wearing my Hobbit get-up in the little cottage, sipping tea, talking about my garden. If I was eating something, I'd be right there. Yeah. But, oh, and thank you about the outfit. I'm sad that I won't get the opportunity to wear it probably this year unless I somehow miraculously get over to Second Breakfast when they do their reschedule. But, yes, I need crumpets. But yes, so, we've got a few more people coming in. I'm gonna check in with a couple people, make sure everyone's okay. And then we're gonna get going. Thank you for your patience with me. We should start relatively on time going forward. I just didn't have a chance to test OBS because it took longer to download than I thought it would. So, yay. Ooh, cookies. Someone made cookies. Give me them. Alright, let me check in. Ah, there he is. Hey. Alright, so it is right about time for us to begin. If you tune into this late, you can always rewind, and because of that, I'm not going to ask people to I'm not going to turn off the live chat. There's not enough people for me to do that. But I will say that if you are playing along, and you're playing along after the stream, I recommend that you hide or turn off the live chat in case anyone has any discussion or types any of the answers. So, that starts us off with how to play. This is super easy. We're not making it complicated. I don't need to see your answers. I don't need you to prove to me whether or not you were right. We go on an honor system. So all you need is a piece of paper or pieces of paper and a pen. We're going to have 3 rounds in a scaling difficulty. So the first round should be pretty easy, but I didn't make it super easy because I felt like anyone who's tuning into a quiz that is entirely themed Tolkien, unless they were dragged by someone else, has some love for Tolkien or me. And if it's me, thank you. I'm so glad to have you here. That's so sweet. But generally speaking, if you're coming in for a quiz, you are coming in to, because it's something you already love. So I skipped the easy stuff, the super easy stuff. So I'm not asking you to, name the 4 hobbits. But yeah, so Tatarino, the dog is whining. We're taking off the jangle collar. Go lay down. Do you want me to bring your bed over here? I am obviously stalling to let some more people show up. I will not chit-chat this much in front of everything, even though I know most of you are friends. One of the quiz shows that we watched, the person just does go on, and it gets a bit monotonous. So I will keep the chit-chatting minimum when I'm not coming off of being late due to figuring out how to technology. So in the future, we'll start pretty much sharply on whatever time I said, and there won't be a whole lot of chit-chat before, just sort of a, hey, how are you, what's up? So, dog bed acquired, so he doesn't complain the entire time. And we are just about ready to start. So, and yes, so those of you that are showing up to support me and don't know a lot about Lord of the Rings, that means just as much. That means so much to me. Thank you for coming. This is something I've been wanting to do for weeks, and I just sort of put it off, and then and we started doing this quiz that's going on online. That's quite good, but we started getting a little bit weary of it. And so I said, you know what, I think now's the time. I'd like to do things that are specific themes, because there's been a lot of general pub quizzes out there, and just sort of target what people are interested in. So now that I have stalled for a bit to allow people to catch up to my late start, we will get going. Thank you for joining me. Glad to have you here. And yes, 3 categories. First category is easy-ish. I say ish because it's still not super easy, but it's, you know, it's doable for your casual fan. Then medium, where it's difficult, but not like super fan level, and some of the more difficult questions have context clues, so keep an eye out for that. Then number 3 is like the super fan level. So there are 10 questions in each round. We will pause in between. I will do the questions and then the answers and then pause, so that you can kind of get your bearings, share your scores with your friends or here in the chat, chit-chat for not very long, but a few minutes, and then move on to the next round. And then at the end, if you're playing against another team, I will have or if you just want to answer it for fun, I will have a tiebreaker. Now the tiebreaker, I'll remind you again at the end, but the tiebreaker is very simple. You don't have to get the exact answer to the question, which is usually like numeric or list this or whatnot. It is more of the person who gets the closest wins, and so it's made to break a tie if you've got the same score as someone else. So, alright, the only thing I don't have today is music. I joined up a website that you pay a small fee monthly, and I'm not advertising for them, so I'm not going to say who it is, but you pay a small fee monthly and you get royalty-free music. Of course, I'm paying a personal license because I'm just doing things for fun. So I will add music, not during the quiz because I don't want to complicate things, but I will add music before and during the middle in our future quizzes. So lots of little ways I can make improvements. I can't wait. Thank you for listening to me blather on. Again, as I've said before, I think I've stalled enough, and I think I've given you all the rules, so go ahead and get your papers and pen out and write down number 1. Welcome to the weekly theme. This time it is the Tolkien universe. So, can everyone see the slide all right? I'm going to, I did do some design here, so I'm going to actually move my video up and down, depending on what I need. I will find a more creative solution for that in the future as well, but this is a living art. It's a work in progress. Okay. I can't see anything. I'm keeping the glasses on, sorry. My 1-800 contacts order is coming, but it's not here yet. So, round 1. There it is. Good. If anyone has any trouble seeing it, let me know. I can make it, I think I can actually make it a little bit bigger. I just don't want to make it, I don't want it to go off the screen. There we go. That's probably better. I don't know why I'm singing it. It's a learning curve, friends. It is. Technology is a learning curve. Alright, there we go. I used to be like, why do my professors talk so much about nothing when they do online classes? And now I know. I'll never doubt you again. Okay, round 1, everyone. I'm done faking you out. It's time to play. Number 1. What do hobbits smoke? Yes. Simple one. Nice, easy starter. What do hobbits smoke? And I'll give you couple seconds for each question so that you can think about it. If you're playing in a team, you can discuss your answers. Although I am going to keep the live chat open and it's okay to chat about it, please do not chat about the direct answers while this first slide is up, because if someone's taking a while to debate, then they see it pop up. First off, I guess that's their own fault for having the live chat on, but it can ruin the fun. So, yeah, you know what? I don't know. Do whatever you want. People are adults. They can figure out their own stuff. Yeah. All right. I should probably, have a little timer here so I give you the same amount of time in between slides. But for now, on to question 2. In the movies, which food item used as a prop still had a sticker on it? So this was what one might consider a blooper. In one of the movies, there was a food item that still had a sticker on it. It's very difficult to see it in the final take, but it is there. I believe there's also a scene where a car drives by in the background. But you know, what can you do? Can you imagine being that car? Alright, that's in the movies. Which food item used as a prop still had a sticker on it? And we're moving on. Awesome. Sorry for those of you that aren't huge Tolkien fans. This is definitely a little deep into it. Deep into it. Yep. Number 3. In The Hobbit, how do they escape from the Great Goblin? In The Hobbit, how do they escape from the Great Goblin? Is this a copyright violation if I hum the 1977 animated songs? I cannot wait to hear some of the guesses. Movies or book? Is it different? Is it different? I apologize. I am a human and therefore fallible. So, I'm gonna have a quick peek at this. I'll tell you what. Yep. You know what? I will accept either answer, and I can check it for you if you like. Again, this is for fun, so, yeah, book or movie. If there's a differentiating answer and I have not specified, then go for both, or if you're playing in a team, decide between you. I will double check that one. But yeah, no worries. On to question 4. 4. What is the name of the pony that Sam saves from Farmer Maggot? And yeah, 4 measure rule. I'll just hum less than 4 measures. Haha! I have beaten you, YouTube scanning copyright licensing bot. Oh, I was gonna move myself. Here I am now. Oh, you're kidding. Oh, Well, there really might be differences in at different times based on a movie or book that I've like amalgamated in my brain and not remembered that they changed it. So yeah, truly, no worries. If anyone wants to discuss an answer later, that's totally fine. I'm not fussed and I'm no expert. So, the fourth question, what is the name of the pony that Sam saves from Farmer Maggot? And we will be moving on. Number 5. In The Hobbit, which 2 dwarves were the youngest in the company? In The Hobbit, which 2 dwarves were the youngest in the company? I'm sorry, my hair is getting ridiculously long. I think I'm gonna have to like trim it myself. This has nothing to do with the quiz. I can shut up, I swear. I'll just sit here. Look studious. Well, you answer, in The Hobbit, which 2 dwarves were the youngest in the company? Yes, that is the perfect. If you know only 2 dwarves, you might as well guess them. They might be the right ones. Moving on to number 6. Number 6. In which war did JRR Tolkien fight? There's a couple of questions about Tolkien himself in here, but I was careful to focus primarily on the subject matter in which he wrote. Number 6 again is, in which war did JRR Tolkien fight? Brilliant. Alright, on to 7. What character appears in some of the movies but does not exist in any of the books? What character exists or appears in some of the movies, I guess they also exist in the movie, but does not exist in any of the books? All right, everyone. One more time, that was what character appears in some of the movies but does not exist in any of the books. Moving on to number 8. What is the name of Samwise Gamgee's wife? Again, what is the name of Samwise Gamgee's wife? Alright, for 8, the name of Samwise Gamgee's wife. And we are moving on to number 9. How many trolls do they encounter in The Hobbit? I'm specifically referring to the scene in the forest. The What's a Burglar Hobbit scene, or What's a Burra Hobbit scene, depending upon which piece of media you're referring to. Again, how many trolls do they encounter in The Hobbit? And we are moving forward to the final question in the first round, number 10. Number 10, finish these Enya song lyrics. When the cold of winter comes, blank will cover day. I'm just now thinking of all of these really great questions I could have asked, like popular songs that were actually written about Lord of the Rings, and I'm like, I didn't ask any of those. Dang. I'll have to do another one at some point. Since this is the first one, and first things are always a bit rocky, could perhaps rehash it. But yes, finish these Enya song lyrics. When the cold of winter comes, blank will cover day. And that is the end of round 1. So, I'm going to give you like a minute or two to get things in order, and then we're going to go through the answers. If you like this, click to subscribe. No, I'm mostly kidding. What do you fill these voids with? I do not know. When I listen to podcasts, it's like, this podcast was brought to you by Snacky Snacks, the better health. Like, this podcast was brought to you by Lapsang Souchong. I think that's how you say it, don't get me wrong. Very strong tea. And Old Moot Cider. And eventually whatever is in this glass I have not yet touched. I believe it is Bailey's. Haven't really started drinking yet. Getting OBS software set up almost drove me to it though. So, alright, I think I've stalled long enough now. Dance breaks! You can hear my crickety little stool. Now it is time for the answers. It is kiwi flavor, which is interesting because I'm a bit allergic to kiwi, actually. Just a little bit. Usually makes the roof of my mouth burn. I don't know if it has enough kiwi in it to bother me, but like, I don't go anaphylactic or anything, so it's fine, right? It's fine. It's fine. Yes, this podcast would be brought by Teddy, but he is sleeping so peacefully that I'm gonna let him sleep because, yeah, that's rare. That's rare. Alright, time for the answers! 1. What do hobbits smoke? The answer is pipeweed. I think some people also might call it hobbit weed, so it is up to you whether or not you accept that. Yes. Oh, don't worry. I've been drinking this... Oh god, what did I do? Everything's fine. I've been drinking this for a while. And nothing's happened, so I think we're good. I am the dragon now. There we go. I moved again. Hello, I'm over here now. Cheers. Number 2. In the movies, which food item used as a prop still had a sticker on it? The answer is an apple. Aragorn throws an apple at Pippin, I believe it was Pippin, after he says, "What about second breakfast? 11 seas, blah blah blah." An apple gets chucked at him. That apple still had a sticker on it. Congratulations on guessing it right. Moving on to number 3. In The Hobbit, how did they escape from the Great Goblin? In barrels. I'm questioning myself now. If you question me too, that's okay. Only on this one. I don't know why, but I've confused myself very much. So we're going to just slide on past this. Congratulations, 2 out of 30 so far. Of course, you've only had to answer 10, so right now you're 2 out of 10. That's 20%. The 1920s were a good decade for fashion. I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, number 4. What is the name of the pony that Sam saves from Farmer Maggot? His Bill. Bill the pony. I had a great affinity for Bill the pony as a child. When Sam has to let Bill go so that he'll be safe when they go into the mines. It's very sad. But I like to think that he lived a fulfilling life as a wild horse. doing the things that he never could when the cruel Farmer Maggot owned him. Anyway, number 5. In The Hobbit, which 2 dwarves were the youngest in the company, Fili and Kili? They were also the nephews of Thorin. Did you guess Fili and Kili as well? Congratulations. In which war did JRR Tolkien fight? It is World War I, or, of course, the Great War, as it was known until there was a second one. The war to end all wars. Except it didn't. But we're not going to get political on my Tolkien quiz. We'll move on to which character appears in some of the movies but does not exist in any of the books? Toriel! So, the elf you have just referred to in the chat, she did not exist in any of the books. Da 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 da! Number 8. What is the name of Samwise Gamgee's wife? It is Rosie. Go ask Rosie for a dance. Number 9. How many trolls do they encounter in The Hobbit? 3. 3 trolls. And it ends with Gandalf turning, well, ambiguously turning the trolls to stone via the sun, because trolls cannot be in the sun, I guess. So now they are the 3 stone trolls. Moving on to the final question of the first round. Finish these Enya song lyrics. When the cold of winter comes, starless night will cover day. They chose a good artist to perform for something ethereal, as Lord of the Rings is. So with that, we move on to our next round, ramping it up just a little bit. How did you guys do? How are you doing out of 10 so far? Go ahead and drop your scores in the chat if you like. Don't worry, no pressure. And I will continue with round 2 in just a moment. This is where the music will come in. Do 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 do. I'm making this up so no one can catch me on copyright. I could do the road goes ever on and on, down from the door where it began, how far ahead the road has gone. I think that's for measures. I can't sing anymore, sorry. Copyright. And I must follow if I can. What if I change? What if I go to the 1977? Pursuing it with feet, till it joins some larger way, where the paths and errands meet, and whither then I cannot say. Anyway, I think I've stalled long enough to move on to round 2. Congratulations. Sounds like you guys are doing alright. Some of you are doing really well for people who don't know Tolkien well. And then everyone who is a Tolkien fan. Everyone who is a Tolkien fan seems you're doing well. I see we've got some late arrivals. Do not worry. The stream will be posted, so you can go back and play the first round if you like, or you can rewind now, I think, and watch the first round. I'm not entirely sure because it's been a hot minute since I streamed. But we're glad to have you. I keep moving the wrong thing. But I will get into the swing of this. This is I have never done such a complicated stream. It's quite an easy stream, and I'm mucking it up, but I'm doing alright. Welcome to anyone new coming in. Play along, enjoy. You can we've got 20 more questions to go. You can do your best out of 20 and kind of scale it based on that, or you can go back and play the whole thing. Whatever sounds fun. And again, congratulations, we got a 10 out of 10 there. A big Tolkien fan, I know you are. And yeah, great. Let's move on to round 2. Welcome to our new players. Question 1. What is the name of the person who lives with Tom Bombadil? I've kept that pretty ambiguous. But if you know it, you'll know it. What is the name of the person who lives with Tom Bombadil? And moving on, we've got number 2. In the books, who takes Frodo to Rivendell? I grew to very much like the movie portrayals of Arwen as I got older, but I have to say, as a younger person when the movies were coming out, I was rather bitter that one of my favorite side characters had been axed in favor of Liv Tyler. So, in the books, who takes Frodo to Rivendell when they're running from the ring wraiths? After he's been stabbed. Chip the glasses, crack the plates, that's what Bilbo Baggins hates. Alright, moving on. Number 3. What is Elrond's race-related title? And I have put in a little asterisk down there. Some may say former title, which may or may not give you a context clue, but basically what I am saying is there is a thing that Elrond is called, sometimes. It is race-related. What is it? What is Elven's? What is Elrond's race-related title? Moving on to number 4. How many wizards, specifically Istari, I mean, I say specifically, but wizards, Istari, they're the same thing. How many are there? That's number 4. And Lucy's back, and I haven't died yet, so everything's going well.
Hi.
Hello. So how many wizards are there? And when I say are there, for those of you that are super fans listening, I don't mean at any specific point in time as in The Hobbit or in The Lord of the Rings. I mean, originally, come to Middle-earth, how many wizards are there, / were there. Moving on to number 5. In the Fellowship of the Ring, what is the title of Chapter 4, which is referenced word for word in the movie? Let me move myself so you can read this better. There you go. In the Fellowship of the Ring, what is the title of Chapter 4, which is referenced word for word in the movie? Hannah says she loves you.
I love Hannah too.
I don't know if you've heard her, but she says she loves you too. She's just come in from a run, so she's relaxing. Dying. She's dying. In the Fellowship of the Ring, what is the title of Chapter 4, which is referenced word for word in the movie? Val sent love too. Moving on. Number 6. Name an Elven language. Don't say Elvish. I have put 2 in the answers. They're more than likely what you're going to put down. If you come up with any other answer, you can cross-reference it. I can cross-reference it if you like. It's just up to you and who you're playing with. So name an Elven language. Moving on to number 7. Finish the title of the book. The Children of Blank. Again, finish the title of the book, The Children of Blank. On to number 8. This is an interesting one. I've put in some context clues. Topcraft animated the 1977 Hobbit film. What famous Japanese studio did Topcraft eventually become? So to give a little more background on that, when the studio started to go its separate ways, it was sold and renamed. So Topcraft eventually became what famous Japanese studio? And now moving on to number 9. What is the name of the sword Bilbo passed down to Frodo? This one might have been an easy one in context, but hey, give you one to kind of just punch out there. What is the name of the sword Bilbo passed down to Frodo? All right, and moving on to the final question of the second round, question 10. Who created the 3 Elven rings of power? If I'm not mistaken, I haven't gotten very far into this, the video game Shadows of Mordor features this character prominently, so if you were fortunate enough to play it, you might have a bit more insight. But they are also in other lore, so... Who created the 3 Elven rings of power? Who forged them, I guess, is another way to put it. Who designed, created, and forged the 3 Elven rings of power? And that is that. So, we'll give you a minute or two to get yourself together, get your answers ready, and then we will move on to the answers. The greatest adventure is what lies ahead. Today and tomorrow are yet to be said. Yeah, that's 4 measures. Time to move on. I don't even know if that's like a real rule, but you know, we're gonna get with it. Alright. The answers. Number 1, what is the name of the person who lives with Tom Bombadil, or Tom Bombadil's partner? Goldberry. Number 2. In the books, who takes Frodo to Rivendell? The answer is Glorfindel. And this is one of those situations where I definitely needed accents, but as I said, I have not put any accents or hyphens in anything at all. So, deal, I guess. Number 3. What is Elrond's race-related title? This is Elrond Half-Elven. So many people call Elrond Half-Elven, or did call Elrond Half-Elven. He, of course, chose the Elven road as opposed to the human road. So it's debatable whether or not that is still his title, but he is referred to as such. Number 3. How many wizards are there? 5. We hear about Saruman the White, Gandalf the Grey, and Radagast the Brown, but there are also 2 blue wizards that are just kind of nebulously there, and we don't know a lot about them. but they exist. Just leave all those different little spots open so you can pull from it later in your writing, right? That's a smart thing to do. So there are 5 wizards. Number 5. In the Fellowship of the Ring, what is the name of Chapter 4, which is referenced word for word in the movie? It is a shortcut to mushrooms. So I believe the line, they've just fallen down the side of the hill, and someone says something about it being a shortcut, and someone says a shortcut to what? And then they say mushrooms. So a shortcut to mushrooms is referenced. And I was very excited when I heard that line, because I'm a nerd. Moving on to number 6. Name an Elven language. I have written Enya and Sindarin. My Elvish pronunciation is not perfect. But if you had written something else, feel free to share, or, cross-reference for yourself, give yourself a point if applicable, etc., etc. There we go. So we got Mary says shortcut, Sam says a shortcut to what, and Pippin says mushrooms. So, a shortcut to mushrooms. There's a nice little Easter egg they threw in there for us. Number 7. Finish the book title, The Children of Hurin. Again, there's an accent that's supposed to be there somewhere. Over the U, I think. Number 8. Topcraft animated the 1977 Hobbit film. What famous Japanese studio did Topcraft eventually become? The answer is Studio Ghibli. So, you had, they were bought, and then they were renamed, and that name was Ghibli. So, Topcraft, that animated the 1977 Hobbit film, eventually became Studio Ghibli. Number 9. What is the name of the sword Bilbo passed down to Frodo? It is Sting. I do believe it has an Elven name as well. So if you put that down, that's okay. I'm double checking that right now. Cross-referencing. I do not see an Elvish name. So, if you need me to decide, I am only accepting Sting, but, you're playing for fun, so whatever you and or your team decides is fine. Next up we have number 10. Who crafted the 3 Elven Rings of Power? Celebrimbor. So, Celebrimbor crafted the 3 Elven Rings of Power, and I believe... No, I'm not sure about that, so I'm not going to spread misinformation. But Celebrimbor was approached by Sauron and given gifts and, made to think things were good, he was special, what have you. And he created the Rings of Power. I believe that's about how that went. Not really word for word, but there's your answer. So, now, we move on to the final round. Lucy was asking if I wanted tea because she's lovely.
On the night, darn it, fear me.
So on to the final round now. Round 3. Number 1. What names are inscribed, other than their own, on the grave of JRR and Edith Tolkien? Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. If you want, drop your scores from rounds 1 and 2 in the chat, if you like. I'll give us a couple extra seconds on question 1 here if you want to do that. would like a tea? Our kettle is loud. I don't think she can hear me. Yes, it's something I would like to do while I'm over here as well, is see the graves. Your score is -3. I don't think you can get a negative score, because you don't get negative points for wrong answers, only positive points for right answers. So, the worst score you can get is 0. Brilliant. 8 out of 10 on round 2. That's nice. 10 out of 10. I might have to make a quiz specifically for you. So, question 1 on round number 3. What names are inscribed other than theirs on the grave of JRR and Edith Tolkien? Next, we have... And I took this picture. Let's see if I can... Wah! Wrong one. I keep doing this. I'm so sorry. I'll move myself for a minute. Where in New Zealand is this familiar scene? I will accept the specific location or the city. But I specifically said where in New Zealand, so no one just said New Zealand. Thank you. I took that picture, and it is from when they are running from Farmer Maggot. Actually, this specific area is from when they are hiding from the ring wraiths. This is the one they tumbled down. The hill they tumbled down. Oh yes, that would be before the shortcut to what? Mushrooms. Yeah, that whole scene. But yep, this is where they filmed that. It is in fact in a forest. You are correct. It is on Earth. It is in the southern hemisphere. But I will accept the city that it is nearby, / technically within, or the actual landmark, park, whatever. So yes, where in New Zealand is this familiar scene? And I'm going to come back. Here I am. Hello. Yes, there's your tiebreaker. In which languages are the versions of The Hobbit written that CJ owns? We've got Hawaiian, Dutch. Thanks in part to lovely people who help me get books out of countries when my luggage is too heavy. Moving on to question 3. Who created and directed the animated Hobbit film? I believe also the Lord of the Rings ones, but I wasn't entirely sure. I didn't want to get things too mangled, so... Who created and directed the Hobbit film? Yes, I have some really great friends. Not just because they smuggle books for me. That's just one of the reasons. Also because they're here supporting me, hanging out and taking my quiz. I feel so loved. Thank you. Who created and directed the animated Hobbit film? Moving on to question 4. Who is Elrond's brother? I will accept the name or the title. Elrond's brother became a very notable person, more by title than by name itself. But as I couldn't figure out a better way to word this question, I will accept either his name or his title, or both. If you want to give yourself an extra point if you got both, that's up to you. I was like, oh, I've run out of Lord of the Rings things to sing 4 measures of, and then my brain just went, they're taking the Hobbits who Isengard, guard. Ba, 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 ba. Moving on to 5. What is the name of Galadriel's ring? Each of the Elven rings of power has their own name. What is the name of Galadriel's ring? Moving on to number 6. How are Merry and Pippin related? How are Merry and Pippin related? I almost asked you how Pippin is related to Frodo, which is a quote. It is true as well, but they made sure to put it as a quote in the Fellowship of the Rings when they are in the Inn at Bree. But I thought that might be a little bit excessive. So that was me trying to remember it specifically. If you want to write that down, that's fine. I'm not giving you an extra point for that, though. Moving on to number 7. Name Thorin's father. What is the name? I don't mean give Thorin's father a name. I mean, what is the name of Thorin's father? Though if you'd like to name Thorin's father, sure. You won't get a point for it, but it will be entertaining. Name Thorin's father. And on to number 8. When discussing years, for example, TA 1234, what does TA stand for? In discussing years, chronology, what does TA stand for? Thor out. Thor in and Thor out. Number 9. What is Rivendell's Sindarin name? Also sometimes referred to as what Rivendell was previously called or called first. But it's also known as its Sindarin name. Its name in Sindarin. What is Rivendell's Sindarin name? And finally, the last question of the night, except for the tiebreaker. Question 10. Name the 13 dwarves of the company, because I'm mean. I will give you a little bit of time to fill that out. And I'm moving on to the alcohol. Now that I've accomplished the quiz. Name the 13 dwarfs of the company. I sometimes struggle with this. Luckily, a lot of them rhyme. There is one that I always forget, who is one letter off of another one that I always remember. I didn't want to make the quiz too easy, specifically because I felt that other than the people who are lovely and here to support me, who I don't want to discount in any way because you guys are amazing, a lot of the people that would want to tune in and play are fans, like maybe even super fans. I know I have a few super fans on my list, so I wanted to make this challenging and engaging, but I'm totally here for feedback. If my round 1 should be easier, I think it maybe should, actually. If my round 1s should be easier, let me know. Tell me how you liked it. Maybe I can scale up and down. Round 1s could be a little easier, and round 3s could be a lot more challenging, so that super fans have something, but people who are not quite as obsessive, maybe, have something as well. So I would love some constructive feedback on this as well when you get a chance, just so I can make it more enjoyable for everyone else. And again, sorry for the delay on the technology and the chattiness in the beginning. I'm still figuring all of this out, but I'm going to get it nice and streamlined and not talk your ear off because you're here for a quiz. I know you're also here for me, and I love you so much. But, you know, we can do a FaceTime chat soon as well, I hope. And I will, I'll continue to work on making this better and enjoyable for everyone. So, once you've got the 13 dwarves of the company, we'll move on to the answers. That's empty. No more tea. Booze time. Booze time is now. Yeah, Ryan, you know, it's always sort of been there. I've had a lot of comments. It just comes in and out. As you do. But, you know, previously on my videos, I've tried to have a really, like, Radio Midwest sort of tonality to my videos, and it's just sort of almost second nature because I do it for work as well. So, you know, when I worked at Disney, it was very much, hi, welcome to the Great Movie Ride. In just a few moments, these doors behind me will open and your magical, you know, journey into the movies will begin, or whatever it was. So it's very much just that I'm broadcasting a thing voice. Yeah, I'm just muttering. Please don't make fun of me. Thank you. Yes, so, moving on to the answers. Love you guys. Number 1. What names, other than theirs, are inscribed on the grave of JRR and Edith Tolkien? It is Beren and Luthien. Beren and Luthien is inscribed on the graves of JRR and Edith Tolkien. Tolkien.
Have you said that word so much it sounds strange now?
I've said his last name so many times that it does not sound like a name anymore. Sometimes I've said it right, sometimes I've said it wrong. Number 2. Where in New Zealand is this familiar scene? It is Mount Victoria, but I will also accept Wellington. It's on the outskirts of Wellington. I was fortunate enough to visit there in 2019. So this is Mount Victoria, or I will also accept Wellington. Moving on to number 3. It was nice to use my own photo because I didn't have to make sure that it was okay to use because it's mine. Number 3. Who created and directed the animated Hobbit film, Rankin and Bass? Who created and directed the animated Hobbit film is Rankin and Bass. Yes. Yes, I would say you can have a point or half a point for In the Forest. If you're struggling a little bit, you know. Just have fun. It is in a forest. You're not wrong. Moving on to number 4. Who is Elrond's brother, name or title? It is Elros, who's the first, or Elros, probably, the first king of Numenor. So I was really going for that he was the first king of Numenor, began the line of the Numenorians, but if you got Elros instead, I'm impressed, actually. And the mushrooms are in the forest, it's all coming together! So, Elros, the first king of Numenor. Yes, the Numnoms. King Numnoms, that's the one. Yes, this one I would say if you guessed both, you get 2 points. You give yourself an extra bonus point if you put both down. So, if you got Elros, the first king of Numenor, give yourself a point. If you wrote down King Numnoms, you at least get half a point for that, I'd say. Numnoms. Numenor, Numnoms. Number 5. What is the name of Galadriel's ring? It is Enya. I had to double check this because the names sound... They have, small differences. Well, no. There's something, and then there's Nenya, and then there's another one that sounds like Nenya. Anyway, I double checked this. So, Nenya. Nenya is Galadriel's ring. Also, like, if you're a big fan and you've been on, like, Noble Collection, like, buying, Narnia is close. Narnia is close to Nenya. Buying, replicas on Noble Collection, you'd probably know this just because it's, like, Galadriel's Nenya ring or whatever. But, yes. Nenya. Number 6. It's such a pretty ring. It's such a pretty ring. It's so pretty. 6. How are Merry and Pippin related? They are cousins. I think that Pippin is like second cousin once removed on his mother's side to Frodo. Twice removed. Second cousin twice removed? I'm gonna look it up. Depending on... Oh, goodness! The dog is begging. I just put Pippin into my Google search. Which is silly. Because there are a lot of things named Pippin. Some really cool stuff happens to Pippin, by the way. Like, he becomes the Thane of the Shire, or Thane, the Thane of the Shire. Yeah, he's a Knight of Gondor, like, don't underestimate him. Second cousin once removed of Frodo Baggins. So I think I was right the first time. Yeah. Yeah, the 6.5th question. How are Frodo and Pippin related? No, that's the one I decided not to put down. But cousins. Merry and Pippin are cousins. Congratulations. Number 7. Name Thorin's father. It is Thrain. Or to be pedantic, it is Thrain II, as Thorin, and Thorin was also Thorin II. But that's pedantic, and if you just wrote Thrain, you get a full point. Normally I'm like, that's up to you, but no, don't be pedantic. If you wrote Thrain, you're right. God. I don't even know who I'm complaining about. It's not like anyone's ever done this to me. I do not believe Frodo and Sam are related. At all. So you can totally ship them and it's fine. I just made Lucy choke on her dinner. So yes, Thorin's father is Thrain. Thorin, son of Thrain. Number 8. What does TA stand for in Tolkien chronology? Oh, I forgot the O, so it says Tolkien chronology. It's my first time. Third age. It stands for Third Age. Yes, the relation. The Frodo and Sam are related as Sam is his gardener. Yes, that is their relation. Gardener. Or maybe best friend. I don't know. Anyway. Number 9. What is Rivendell's name in Sindarin? Is Imladris. They're special friends, you're right. They're very special friends. Number 9. What is Rivendell's name in Sindarin? It is Imladris. And as I said before, you could say this is its former name. Its first name, its original name, its name in Sindarin. It does in fact sound like a Harry Potter spell. You are correct. My cottage looks like an Animal Crossing house because I'm very fortunate. I don't have an answer, but yes, welcome to my cottage. I say my cottage. It's a rental. I don't own a cottage. Yeah. So, Pointy Ear City, I'm afraid does not count, but I like it. I think there are some fantasy... oh no, I was gonna say I think there's some fantasy worlds where pointy ear is an insult, but its knife ear is an insult in Dragon Age. Completely unrelated. Moving on. To the final question, 10. Name the 13 dwarves, of the company. Thorin, Dwalin, Balin, Keely, Feely, Dori, Nori, Ori, Owen, Glowin, Bifur, Bomber, and Bofer. Blah, blah, blah. In case anyone was wondering from what I said before, Bifur is the one I always forget. So it's Dwalin, Balin, Keely, Feely, Dori, Nori, Ori, Owen, Glowin, Bifur, Bofer, and Bombor. Those are your 13 dwarves. Alright, so now it is time for the tiebreaker. Now, this is how the tiebreaker works, to remind you. It is whoever gets the closest if you're actually trying to break a tie. It's whoever gets the closest wins the point. Now, if you're not trying to break a tie, I would say for every 50 minutes you are in range of, give yourself half a point. That's just for funsies. Up to you whether or not this counts. Here is the tiebreaker. Here is the tiebreaker. How long are all 3 extended editions of the Lord of the Rings movie when combined? Give it in minutes. How long are all 3 extended editions of the Lord of the Rings movies when combined? So if you were to sit and watch The Fellowship of the Rings, The Two Towers, and The Return of the King, all extended editions, how long would you be sitting and watching that movie? Weirdly, this is easier than most of the quiz. I'm sorry. So I'm giving you a couple extra seconds because I know you're probably thinking mostly in hours, but the answer is in minutes. So if you want to translate that out for yourself ahead of time, go for it. The really cool thing, sorry, this is not really that cool, I'm just, is, I said this would probably last from British summertime 9 to 10:30, and it's only 10:42, so even though I'm a little late, I didn't run that much over, and I'm quite happy about that. Anyway, are you ready? How long are all 3 extended editions of the Lord of the Rings movies when combined? The answer is 681. 681. So, I saw a very close answer come in. You should be very proud of your guess. That's awesome. It is 681 minutes long. So, however you calculate this, if you're just giving yourself points, bravo. If you need it to break a tie between you and someone else or another team, then whoever got closest wins. Thank you guys so much for coming. Really, because I know it could be a little bumpy, first off. I wanted to do something I really cared about, so I went with Tolkien. There's the Tolkien's art of them in the barrels going down the river. I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun making this for you. I haven't decided on next week's theme, but I will do so soon. I will put up an event sooner this time, but it was very much like coming up to the wire this time, just getting everything ready for the first time. I'm so excited that now I know what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, and we can move forward and make this better. 680 is an amazing estimation. Congratulations. Let me know what you guys thought. If you liked it, you can pop some comments, or you can send me a message, and I am happy to figure out, how to make this better and better every time. So thank you for coming. I think I'm going to maybe try and do a little template or something in the future, but this was sort of a test run, like a fancy test run, if you will. I had a great time. Thank you for letting me be your quiz master. I enjoyed it. It was a lot of listening to myself talk, but such is the nature, I guess. Thanks again. I see we've got some really great scores coming in. I think, yes, those of you who are adding yourself a couple extra points for creative answers, you totally deserve those. Congratulations. I know we've got a 30 out of 30 in the audience. Tolkien Trash, I'm so proud of you. Yeah. I had an awesome time. I'm really glad. I hope it gave you guys just a little bit of time out from the monotony. And I think I'm going to continue doing this. If I can find enough themes, I'm probably just going to do this until people don't want to do it anymore. So, you scored 1 Dutch Hobbit book out of 30. Thank you for coming. Thank you so much. No, you guys are the greatest. And if you have any ideas for how I can make it even better, then let me know. I think I'm going to scale down the first set and scale up the last set. And see where we go from there. So next week, I will announce the theme on the Facebook group as soon as I decide what it is. And I can't wait to see you there. Thank you so much, everyone. Take care. Take care of yourselves. Drink a lot of water. And we'll see you next week.